Man, they used to do all the little things in the beginning, right? When y'all first met, honeymoon, you couldn't believe it. You was head over heel. All of a sudden, things change. In episode number 184, we're talking about it. Hey, when they stop doing and the little things and putting in the effort. Let's get it. What up, YouTube? We back at it again with another episode of Making the Case. Episode number 184. I'm your host, Dr. Jacob Isom. We got two channel norms over here. One, we attack points in our people. Then two, we don't do all that cussing derogatory stuff. We like to keep it professional over here. Man, I don't know why. I just all of a sudden I didn't get real parched, man. And I don't have my liquid up here, Hey, I'm gonna have to take a little drink break here in a second because I ain't gonna be able to make it throughout this whole video without nothing to drink. All right. Anywho, um, let's get into it. I know this topic is gonna hit home with a lot of people, so that's why we're doing it, right? So why people stop doing the things they used to do over time. Eventually, they kind of just wean out. Now, let me be fair and honest. See, I got a shift for this. Nobody can keep the same energy throughout the entirety of a relationship. Okay. It's just not realistic. Okay. Is it possible? Probably. Probable? Probably not. Okay. So we all, of course, bring our representative. We all go through the honeymoon phase. We all go through the jitters and the excitement in the beginning, and then we start to settle down, right? That's not really what I'm talking about in this episode. I'm talking about the issue between starting out so high and really putting this you know person on a pedestal, and then all of a sudden you just totally fall off a cliff. All right. Because what you really want to do is you want to maintain and have a consistency. Now, you may go up and you may go down, and it's kind of like just a wave, right? um we're all going to go through that. So that's no big deal. We're just talking about a precipitous fall off, a drop, okay, in performance and behavior, etc. So that is the change over time that we're really addressing in this episode. If you see it, I'm not saying to totally just pull the plug on your relationship. But if you see it, you got to start having conversation and getting things back to where they once were. Okay, but you got to do it early. You can't wait and be complaining to friends and family and things of that nature, and then the person you with don't even know. All right, so I have some clips for you today. We're gonna talk about it. See what we agree, disagree with, see what we can uncover, all right, in the conversation. So without further ado, let's get it.
Some effort and show you that I care. I'm gonna show you that I want you. But if I gotta chase it, it ain't meant for me. Love flow naturally. It ain't meant to be for it. And the person I want supposed to meet me halfway, not tell me, hey, I'm over here, you gotta come over here. Then move the goalpost. Chasing somebody only proved that they was never standing still for you in the first place. I'd rather chase a bag, cause love be playing too much. I don't care what anyone says. You were not meant to chase people into seeing you. You are not some type of advertisement, and you damn sure ain't no campaign. You are not here to prove your worth to people who refuse to open their eyes. Your energy is way too valuable to spend convincing anyone of what they're not willing to appreciate. As simple as I can put it, you don't need louder words. You need better rooms to be in.
Hey, check this out, right? What's for you is for you. We ain't doing no chasing. Be patient. We ain't doing no chasing, you feel me? Because if somebody really wants to, they gonna make that effort. They gonna put that time in. Yeah, they gonna text. They gonna call. They gonna show up. They gonna do things just because they thinking about you. They gonna let you know you're important. You feel me? If they ain't doing all that, you got to be strong enough to walk away. You got to have some dignity, some self-respect, because they don't value you. Straight up, nah, they don't value you. So nah, we ain't chasing nothing, because what's for you is for you. God gonna put everything in your life that's meant to be in your life. All you gotta do is play your part, do right by people, do good by people, and it's gonna come full circle. I promise you. Yeah. Have patience. We ain't doing no chasing. What's for you is for you. And what's not will never be. You hear me? Straight up. In that order.
I'm gonna put in some effort and show you that I care.
Oh, I don't disagree with what any of the young men was saying. And this is more so these or that collage of clips, right, was more so talking about getting with a person, right? Of course, this video is more so talking about when you're in the relationship already and things start to change. But I do agree with the sentiment, like, because if you chase somebody in the beginning, what you're telling them is that you're more important than I am. Okay. And now what do you have to do? You have to continually show that person that, hey, I'm going to continue to put you on a pedestal and show you that I'm your person. I'm the one for you. While that other person is probably not going to be putting in as much effort. And that's part of the problem. Because, of course, when the guy or whoever it is figure out that, man, this person, like, is kind of playing with me a little bit. Like, they really think that, they're more important in this relationship, right? Then that's when you're gonna see the shift and the change, right? And then the other person will be like, but you changed on me. No, I figured out who you were. That's what I did. Okay. So that's why I think this clip was important to show how somebody can change, because they really figure it out. It's like, you know what? It's not, the juice is not worth the squeeze for me to keep, because I see you're not putting in the same effort. All right. Let's get into another clip.
Come anything as long as both parties are willing to put in the effort. If one of them says, you know what, this isn't worth it anymore, doesn't matter how hard the other person works. You can't compensate for someone who doesn't want to make certain things happen. You can almost overcome anything as long as both parties are willing to put in the effort.
And you know, yeah, of course I agree, right? And I think a lot of people have at least been here once, right? Where they feel like the other person is not putting in the effort that they're putting in, right? And it could be very much a drain on a relationship. And you could be telling yourself, you know what? Well, maybe if I just keep putting in the effort or keep showing them, the best side of me, that eventually they'll come around. Well, oftentimes that's not the case. They'll just keep using you and, not appreciate you until you like, you know what? I got to pull the plug on this. Okay. So, why would somebody change over time? Their effort would change over time because they see that you're not putting in the work, quite simply. Okay. Let's get into another clip.
Relationship with someone and you feel resentment climbing up on you, that's an indication of one of two things. You're either immature and unwilling to make the sacrifices necessary for the relationship or to negotiate fairly within the relationship. And then you should mature out of that as fast as you possibly can. And maybe you can do that through dialogue with your partner. Or the resentment might mean that you are, in fact, being taken advantage of and that you have something to say. So don't let, if resentment pops up, find out whether you're immature or being oppressed. And if it's the latter, then you have something to say, to enter into a negotiation. And the negotiation should be that you both get something better than either of you would have had if you were separate. Or in a relationship with someone and you feel resentment climbing up on you.
And I think that's a great diagnosis, really, when it comes to things eventually changing in a relationship. I do believe that a lot of time it is built up resentment, right? It's frustration, it's anger that somebody just let fester, and they wasn't speaking up about it. they continue to let things go and let things go until eventually they've had enough, right? And then you start to see the change in behavior. You still don't hear anything. You see the change in behavior. And now you thinking like, well, what's your problem? Like, you acting different, right? But all along they have this resentment, right? It's things that's been bothering them, but they haven't been communicative about it. So that definitely happens. And like Jordan Peterson said, it could be maturity. It could be that someone just don't know how to express themselves. So it's a couple of different reasons why, that people would just, let things just kind of accumulate and not address it as soon as it happens, right? Because they might be thinking that, you know what, like, it's no big deal. Like, this is not them, or their change, or until it keeps happening, and then all of a sudden somebody blow up. All right, I got one last clip for you and we're gonna wrap things up. All right.
Biggest mistake, if you want to jot it down, that happens in relationship. Most people go to an intimate relationship looking to get something, and they have a bunch of expectations, and if their expectations aren't met, they're upset. And the truth is, a relationship is a place you're supposed to go to give something. But we've been all raised in different ways, and some of us have been raised to think that someone is supposed to look after, love us every single moment a certain way, whatever that way is. But the truth is, relationships are the most beautiful place on earth because, as I said the other day, what happens the minute you experience something that is really enjoyable, really beautiful? What's the first thing most of us want to do? We want to share it with somebody we love. Why? Because jot this down, the purpose of a relationship is to magnify human emotion. The reason you want to share that experience is in sharing it becomes more in you. You can only experience so much joy, happiness, pleasure in yourself. But when you have someone that's a beloved for you and you share it, it goes to a different level. Here's the other biggest mistake, if you want to jot it down, that happens in relationship. Most people go to an intimate...
I agree with everything. And it's funny, I usually don't disagree with Tony Robbins. He be on the money. I must admit. But the only thing I disagree with what he said was that relationship is about giving. No, relationships are about give and take, right? So nobody wants to just be in a relationship just to give. And I'm pretty sure he didn't mean that, but that's what I took from it. Maybe he meant something different, but um the whole idea of relationships or people working together in general is that I give to you, you give to me, right? Sometimes when I don't have it, you may have it, and vice versa, right? That is relationship 101. So if you thinking that somebody is not eventually is going to change, or is eventually going to kind of settle down, because nobody can be high all the time and you don't want anybody low. Like I said, we always want to keep things even keel. Now, it's not always easy, right? Because sometimes you just want to crawl up into a ball and, and close all your blinds and not talk to anybody, right? You want to have those moments sometimes, but, you know, kind of like what Tony Robbins was saying, like that is the reason why you like being with people, right? Family, friends, etc., right? Because of those emotions. So even when you are sad, right, you want somebody to not necessarily be sad with you, but understand why you sad and just be there to comfort you, right? So when we are experiencing emotions, like he said, that we want people to be there for, regardless of what their emotion is, right? And so if things are eventually changing, then something is changing emotionally, something is changing behaviorally, right? One of those two, if not both of those things, are changing if something is eventually changing in a relationship. All right. All right. We're gonna end the episode on that note, man. Let me know, what do you think? Have you been in a situation where things eventually change in a relationship? Are you going through that now? Comment. Let me know what you going through. And if I can help in any way, you already know how to reach me. All right. As always, I am you, you are me. Love always, love return. Remember, the worst thing you can do is lie to yourself. And we out this thing. Deuces. One love.